Guardians, welcome back to the channel for another Destiny 2 video. Today, Xur's Location and Inventory review, but before we begin, every single week I like to do a giveaway for my subscribers of say 1,000 silver or maybe a random emblem, and this week I'm giving away the emblem on the screen. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, sure to support and like the video, and leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are on Xur's Inventory for this week. Now to begin this video, I'd like to first say that I am sorry for not being able to stream and actually show you the location of Xur on the live stream. Normally I'm going to live stream Xur's location, and I'm also going to start streaming an hour before Xur shows up. Now I didn't live stream because I had to get some sleep because I had a busy day beforehand, and I got some sleep to wake up at 6 a.m. to be able to make this Xur video. I know it's really early in the morning and waking up for a Xur video is insane, but this is my job, so let's begin. Getting into it, Xur's location is really easy to find in Destiny 2 now, so if you haven't found Xur yet, it's actually really simple. Go to the Destiny directory, go to the world maps, and just click on one of the worlds, and if Xur's location icon is on the map, which it's Titan this week, so click on Titan, and there it is. All you have to do is travel to the closest waypoint, which will be the rig, and just go and track Xur's location and basically walk towards it. It's going to be an icon that will appear. The icon will be on the left of your screen if you have to turn left, or the right of the screen if you have to turn right. And if it's in front of you, just walk straight until you find him. Once you found him, there he is. Going into Xur's inventory though, let's review this in a lot of detail since it's only the second week that Xur has showed up and a lot of people don't have all the exotics yet. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're going to go over the exotics in a bit of detail. So, Sunbreaker Gauntlets, the exotic Warlock is going, well, the exotic Warlock Gauntlets is going to have a 2 mobility, a 1 recovery on base stats. It can also have 1 mobility, 1 resilience, and 1 recovery if that's what you need. Then it's got the legendary armor mod, the kinetic munitions loader. It's also got helium spirals. Increase the duration of solar grenades and grants grenade energy on solar melee hits. So if you melee something, you will get grenade energy, getting more solar grenades for you. On top of that, I highly recommend this exotic for Trials of Osiris. I cannot state that enough. Honestly, I love using Dawnblade instead of Trials just because of the simple fact is it has a evade maneuver. Evade being able to jump in the air using Icarus Dash to jut left, right, back, or forward to get away from enemy fire is a really decent ability. And on top of that, having a decent grenade, say solar grenades, which already burn down the enemies quite a bit, and can block doorways or hallways is really crucial as well. If you're getting shot at and you can get around a corner and throw a grenade, the more chance you have of surviving. The more less chance that that one person that's chasing you is going to survive, because if they run through that grenade, they're going to get weak, and if you turn around and you pre-fire them, then they're dead. Congratulations, you won an encounter that you might not have won otherwise. Having a good grenade that can actually last for a good duration of time is useful for blocking doorways and getting away from enemy fire. I went flawless using it. Why not? Why shouldn't you? So definitely use these Sunbreakers if you haven't before. Sunbracers are an awesome exotic to use for the Warlock, and seriously, I use it all the time. So I cannot stress that enough. Moving into the ACD zero feedback fence. I've seen a lot of Titans run these inside of the last Trials of Osiris. And it's got a resilience of 3, and you can also have a little bit of recovery if you need it. It's going to have the legendary armor mod, acceleration mod, which will grant you mobility anyway. So you'll get your mobility. You also have 3 resilience, or 2 resilience and 1 recovery. So seriously, it's a win-win. Then we've got the Fury Conductors, the exotic intrinsic perk. Melee kills build up explosive energy within the ACD zero feedback fence. Being struck by a melee attack unleashes this energy in a devastating explosion. That devastating explosion will damage nearby enemies, whether you're in a strike, a nightfall, a raid, or even Trials of Osiris, or just general Crucible. If someone is going to melee you, I highly recommend this exotic. You will win the melee encounter, especially inside of Trials of Osiris. Say if a hunter or even another Titan comes up and melees you, you will be able to win that encounter because they took damage from that melee attack, and now you'll only have to melee them once, maybe twice, and not 3 times. So honestly, you'll win in most melee encounters with these. It's probably basically a 9-to-1. So just something to keep note of. So if you're a Titan and you like meleeing people, well, you're going to be close up anyway. If they melee you, they're going to lose a lot of damage. Next up, we have Foe Tracer, the Exotic Hunter Helmet. This is going to be a mobility of 2, a resilience of 1, but you can have recovery at 1 if you need it. You've also got the Energy Bracket mod for the Legendary Armor mod, improves the weapon handling for equipped energy weapons, and you've got Relentless Tracker. Visually marks targeted enemies, deals more damage to low health marked enemies. So this is actually pretty decent. A lot of people were using it in trials. If your team was team shooting like they were supposed to, and you marked an enemy that you were shooting at, and they were marked visually as the lowest enemy in that area, then you would deal a significant amount of damage to them and basically one-shot them with the Might of Multi-Tool. It was a pretty decent strat and a pretty dirty strat all at the same time. So if you haven't done that, definitely try it out. It's actually pretty decent. And this week's Trials of Osiris is going to be survival, so being able to survive those encounters and having a quick pot shot at any of the enemies that you see might be crucial to you. So the Foe Tracer, honestly, I enjoy the look of the helmet. It makes you look like you're straight out of Star Wars, and it just looks awesome. So something for you to know. Moving on to the next one is the Wardcliff Coil. The Wardcliff Coil is going to be a rocket launcher exotic, and it's actually a pretty decent one. It used to be really good for the dog encounter inside of the raid, but it got nerfed down, but don't worry about that. Rounds per minute is 60, 1 in the magazine. You actually have to reload it every time you fire it, but don't worry. This thing fires a volley of rockets that deals a significant amount of damage, and it's pretty good for ad clear. So it's going to have a composite stock. It's going to have mechanized autoloader. This weapon automatically reloads on ammo pickup, which is awesome. So if you have a power ammo on the ground and you pick it up, it automatically reloads. Then extended mag, greatly increases magazine size and greatly decreases reload speed. Then we've got volatile launch, greatly increases blast radius, slightly decreases handling speed, slightly decreases projectile speed. Then we've got Mad Scientist. This weapon fires a volley of rockets, and honestly, it is a volley of rockets that does a significant amount of damage. And if you're just going to use this exotic for, say, one thing and one thing only, honestly, using the Wardcliff Coil for the public event that pops up inside of, say, Earth or, say, Nessus or anywhere that has the giant drill that you have to actually shoot the engines. There's 3 different engines that you have to shoot. The Wardcliff Coil one-shots those. So that's something to note. If you don't use this exotic for anything else, use it for that public event. And that's basically it, Guardians. Thank you all so much for stopping by this Xur's Inventory review. Xur's Inventory is probably the best we'll ever see. Honestly, all of these exotics are great. I enjoy all of these exotics, and they all have their purpose. So I'm quite impressed that Xur is selling such a good inventory. Last week's I thought was awesome. Honestly, 3 out of the 4 exotics from last week were worth buying. And this week, all 4 of them are worth buying. So I cannot wait to see what next week's is in store, but I will be live streaming next week, so stay tuned for that. I hope you all enjoyed, Guardians. If you did, leave a like and also share it with your fellow Guardians. As always, perfect time to subscribe for daily Destiny content. And also, huge shout out to the patrons. Stay violent, be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there's the logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy.